information sharing, establishing communities of best practices, and enduring commitment to root out crime. Of equal importance to this agenda is a gender perspective. Anyone who thinks discussions on gender is irrelevant and naively informed on the safety and security landscape. More and more evidence is emerging that crimes are becoming gender neutral. Pablo Escobar once stated, the only man I was ever afraid of was a woman named Griselda Blanco. Equally, it was a female officer named Joe Hawkins who made the link between Blanco and a transnational criminal network, and this eventually led to her downfall. We must acknowledge that a balanced public safety force must be undergirded with the belief that integration and a holistic approach to safety must be encouraged.
We are delighted that you have taken time to come to participate in the third Northern Caribbean Security Summit. We trust that the meetings will be productive and serve to advance today's security challenges for a safer tomorrow. We trust that your deliberations will be frank, cordial, and productive. The quest for safety and security in the 21st century remains an overarching concern for all member states present here today. Without a doubt, we all face an array of urgent, diverse, and complex security challenges. The agenda as presented reflects the interconnectivity and the commonality that all of the safety and security threats present in member states. Consequently, all of the identified threats to be discussed over the next 2 days are indeed borderless. Thus, they cannot and will not be resolved by any one country, irrespective of size, irrespective of socio-economic advantages. By their very scope, and as evident by member states present, they must be addressed through multilateral cooperation, investments in technologies, enhanced joint training and operations, and a commitment to safety and security.
In a thrilling display of intense competition, a Lyford Key International School student emerged victorious in the Bahamas Spelling Bee competition on March 17, 2024. Amidst cheers and applause, Ara Bellini came out on top in the 14th round of competition.
We will offer contestant number 19 the word for the championship.
The word is bromeliad.
Bromeliad. Yeah. B-R-O-M-E-L-I-A-D, bromeliad.
I'm Carissa Williamson, and this has been Your Government in Action, a proud presentation of Bahamas Information Services. Join us on Tuesday evenings where we bring you highlights, coverage, and information as we continue to do what we do best, linking people and government.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, Deputy Prime Minister firing back at criticisms from the opposition leader. We have the details. Plus, a new slate of board of directors installed at the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce installation ceremony. And the demolition of eyesore buildings on Bimini has commenced. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Asher Quant. Topping news this evening, the political showdown over Grand Bahama's economic future intensifies as Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, fires back at criticisms from opposition leader, the Honorable Michael Pintard. The heated debate surrounds the progress on the Grand Lucine Resort and the Port. Here's tonight's top story. Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, firing back at criticisms from the leader of the opposition, the Honorable Michael Pintard, regarding the progress on the Grand Lucine Resort and the Grand Bahama International Airport. Pintard's comments were issued in a local daily that said during his appearance on the Foundation Talk hosted by Howard Grant on Guardian Radio, he criticized the Davis administration for being big on promises and slow on delivering, specifically pointing out Deputy Prime Minister Cooper's tenure, highlighting the 2.5 years allotted to secure a sale for the Grand Lucine Resort, a task which, according to Pintard, remains unfulfilled. In a statement responding to those concerns, the Deputy Prime Minister notes that the opposition leader's criticisms lacked credibility and were merely an attempt to gain political relevance. The Deputy Prime Minister highlighting the historical context, reminding Pintard that it was his administration that initially acquired the property in a questionable deal and then proceeded with an even worse agreement to sell off the Bahamian asset. Contrary to Pintard's assertions, the Deputy Prime Minister also adding the positive strides made under the current administration. The Grand Lucine Resort remains operational, employing over 150 Grand Bahamians, and has witnessed increased occupancy levels and revenues surpassing previous years. The release further stating that Grand Bahama has experienced significant growth in airlift and tourism arrivals, with plans for substantial cruise port developments underway. The Deputy Prime Minister attributes the achievements to the diligent efforts of the current administration, which has attracted over $2 billion in real investment to Grand Bahama. Regarding the Grand Bahama International Airport, the Deputy Prime Minister clarifies that a transparent public-private partnership agreement has been established, with demolition work already underway on the outdated terminal. The Deputy Prime Minister also referencing previous instances where Pintard's party had dismissed legitimate projects, such as Bahamar, while promoting questionable schemes. In conclusion, the Deputy Prime Minister reaffirms the government's commitment to Grand Bahama's development and assures the Grand Lucine Resort remains an attractive investment opportunity. Meanwhile, a new chapter in economic leadership unfolding as the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce installs its officers and directors for the upcoming term. Incumbent President James Carey was first elected in 2022, served again in 2023, and now has been re-elected to lead the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. The Minister for Grand Bahama delivered remarks while Deputy Prime Minister served as the keynote speaker at the ceremony. Scores of residents gathering to witness incumbent President James Carey, along with 4 returning female directors, 6 second-year directors, and 4 first-year directors be installed at the 2024 Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce's installation ceremony. The Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, delivering inspiring remarks, emphasizing the dawn of a new era of leadership and innovation.
As you take on this esteemed responsibility and prepare to execute your respective duties in the year ahead, remember that you carry the hopes and aspirations of our business owners, entrepreneurs, and citizens alike. Your vision, determination, and collaborative spirit will greatly contribute to steering our island toward greater prosperity and success.
Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, serving as the keynote speaker, delivering a stirring address, challenging the business community to seize opportunities and drive the economic revival of Grand Bahama. His words underscoring the need for concerted efforts from all stakeholders, including the government, the Grand Bahama Port Authority, the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, and local businesses to propel Grand Bahama's economy forward.
You and the members of the Chamber must engage, get in the game, and mobilize more organic domestic investments for Grand Bahama. The government stands ready to work hand in hand to drive this process, to work with you, but the realization of our collective vision for Grand Bahama hinges on your action. It hinges upon your willingness to do and continue to do the heavy lifting. It hinges on all of our innovation and, of course, our collaboration.
The DPM also issuing a call to action, urging the business community to not only pursue success for themselves, but to actively mentor, network, and collaborate to nurture new entrepreneurs and foster the growth of businesses at all levels.
It must be clear that we all want the same thing, and that is the growth of Grand Bahama for the economy and for the people of Grand Bahama.
Switching gears now, it has been a cry amongst Biminites for years to demolish eyesore buildings on the island. Well, today, Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Kingsley Smith, giving an update on the demolition process.
With Kapu, Bimini Foundation, Shannon Bullet, to demolish those buildings that were somewhat of an eyesore and concern for Biminites for many years. We will move on throughout the community and demolish other buildings that persons would like to see removed and who are unable to do so financially. And so we're going to assist them in removing it and help clean up the island.
Smith emphasizes that the demolition was expedited as the structures were near the homecoming site near Radio Beach. Senator Randy Roll now commending the Member of Parliament for his efforts in bringing this forward.
The Member of Parliament also spoke about his interest in working with the community to fix up Radio Beach. Now, Radio Beach is the beach where a lot of the tourists, the locals, they come there and they want to hang out. And so it's important and imperative that, that area is cleaned up. And so I applaud my colleague and friend, the Honorable Kingsley Smith, for the work that he's doing in making sure that we help together to clean up Bimini.
In news from the Health Beat, there is an alarming rise of chronic kidney disease in the country. Once thought to affect mainly older individuals, now impacting those in their 30s and 40s. This according to local medical professionals. Raven Davis has more in this story.
There is an alarming rise of chronic kidney disease patients in the country. Local medical officials saying it's a disease once thought of as mainly affecting older persons, now affecting individuals in their 30s and 40s.
And so with this being our workforce, our very productive years, we really want to bring an awareness to the community of Freeport and to the country at large that we need to take care of those diseases that really lead to kidney disease, which is hypertension and diabetes.
And Turnquest notes that this trend did not happen overnight. It's a progressive shift over the past 2 decades.
Younger persons are now suffering from the diseases of old people, which is high blood pressure and type 2 diabetes, okay? Those being, while they are a genetic component, are largely lifestyle-derived diseases, basically of poor eating habits, sedentary lifestyle.
To address this pressing issue, a symposium convened at the Pelican Bay Resort, bringing together leading medical professionals to strategize on effective long-term management approaches to confront this growing epidemic.
We just wanted to inform persons how to take care of these persons and basically how we can arrest this disorder and so that they don't have to develop into hemodialysis, which we do at the Kidney Center.
Prominent cardiovascular surgeon Dwayne Sands calling into focus the country's poor health demographics, but notes that he is proud that over the last 15 years, persons from the Northern Bahamas have not had to travel to the second city for treatment.
So this is where I do most of my public work. It has been a privilege and a pleasure for me. And so as I get ready to step off the stage, I'm I'm going to be talking about some of our experiences and some of the challenges that these patients continue to have.
One of those challenges, denial among some patients.
They'll drop out of the system, out of attending clinics and what have you for a year or however long it takes to get them into an emergency situation. I think we need more education in the clinics to try to prevent them from getting on the dialysis.
In the Bahamas, kidney disease accounted for 30.9 deaths per 100,000 persons in 2019, according to a PAHO report. But the disease is preventable through lifestyle changes. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
When we come back, it's all about the return of Miss Glitz Beauty Pageant. That story, sports, and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues.
Visit the bakery in the Teachers and Salaried Workers building on West Atlantic Drive. It's Park & Shop's Easter sale, 25% off plus 50% off racks in all departments, excluding red tags and underwear. March 25th through the 30th.
Under the patronage of the National Bishop of the Church of God of Prophecy, Bishop Dr. Franklin and Dr. Rovina Ferguson, the Bahama Brass Band Grand Bahama presents
Hallelujah! What a Savior!
7 p.m. on Saturday, March 30th, 2024 at the Grand Lucayan Hotel with special guests all the way from Jamaica, the Jamaican Royal Police Force Band. Join us as we worship in song on Saturday, March 30th at 7 p.m. at the Grand Lucayan Hotel. You don't want to miss it.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The University of the Bahamas North UB Ignite program gearing up to host a free climate risk assessment workshop on Wednesday, March 27th at Pelican Bay Hotel. The workshop is scheduled to begin at 8:30 a.m. until 5:30 p.m. Business practitioners will hear from a number of experts on the hazards of operating in a vulnerable location and the importance of business planning to be applied to their individual businesses.
We are wanting our community, particularly our business community, to be proactive and focus on how to not only have businesses that are thriving, surviving, but be resilient and be proactive and to be around for a long time.
As the threat of climate change becomes increasingly existential, business operators in this new reality must be increasingly vigilant and proactive.
Nakira Wilshcombe, Vice President of Building and Development at the Grand Bahama Port Authority, and James Carey of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce are urging residents on Grand Bahama to register for the workshop at ubignite.com/bookonline.
This is certainly a timely workshop. We've gone through these disasters, and we want to make sure that our business community is more resilient as we face, other hurricane seasons. As we prepare for these seasons, we want to make sure that they are also prepared equally. And so we hope to be talking about lessons learned from previous hurricanes, so not only Hurricane Dorian, but Matthew and so many others, where we can share with the business community to ensure that they are more resilient.
With UB Ignite and the other partners is something that is coming at a very unique time, because we know from recent history that businesses in Grand Bahama Island took quite a hit, quite a beating. A lot of businesses have closed forever because of what took place, and this is now the opportune time to plan and to be prepared for the unknown.
Now, once again, the workshop is scheduled to begin at 8:30 a.m. until 5:30 p.m. tomorrow. Well, in other news, the Miss Glitz pageant, hosted by Glamorous Productions, is making a grand return after a 4-year hiatus. Little Miss Glitz Bahamas is dedicated to empowering young girls, fostering a positive self-image, and nurturing their talents and public speaking skills. They believe in providing a platform to thrive and grow. Kriana Roll is inviting applicants to now join in this experience.
This is our 6-year hiatus. We came off a break after Dorian, then followed by COVID, and now we're back with rebirth of the Gems. And we are anticipating a night filled with glamour, intelligence, talent, just something that the Grand Bahama community should be looking out for. Pageants are very important. Building self-esteem and confidence, that's important. And to be a leader, you need to start somewhere. And pageants for girls is that place. I feel like I said earlier, pageants are something that every little girl should be a part of. It helps you to just build self-esteem and confidence. It builds camaraderie. It does so much for a person.
Established in 2010, the pageant is motivation for young girls age 6 to 10.
When you're a part of Little Miss Glitz Bahamas, you have to bring it. You have to bring talent, you have to bring poise, you have to bring just energy. I know a lot of people may be a little timid or afraid of pageants, but you have to start. This is the foundation. So developing your confidence starts here. We have 5 segments in the pageant. Those segments are talent, we have evening gown, we have the judge's interview, we have costume, or some call it high fashion, and then commercial. So these are all phases in the pageant that helps you to develop a positive self-image.
The deadline for applications is March 31st, and you can contact Glamorous Productions at hotmail.com or call them at 442-9744 for more information. Well, the Grand Bahama Artists Association offering a feast for the eyes with their latest exhibition titled Better in Color. It is located in the Lucayan Shopping Center, a temporary venue generously provided by Milo Butler Investments. Celebrating their legacy since 1994, this pop-up showcase features the extraordinary works of artists on the island.
All the works that are on display in here are from members of the Grand Bahama Artists Association. So any artists out there that are interested in coming to a meeting, it doesn't cost anything for that, but then to be able to exhibit with one of our upcoming pop-up events, they would become members.
It is fabulous. It has welcomed me and many, many, many artists who just are starting, brand new. I mean, we have here in the show, first time they've ever done it.
The showcase has been extended until the end of the month with a special open house night on March 29th, inviting everyone to experience it firsthand. Incoming President Dr. Bethel expressing gratitude to the outgoing president for steering the association through challenging times.
It was something where we continued to push and make it happen, especially even from Dorian time. We were trying to make the community feel more safe and more at home, where creativity, where we did an initiative called Color With Me. So we were partnered with other organizations where we did a public community event where we had donations from around the world to help people color and just take their mind off the situation. So as a nonprofit, that's some of the things that we do, apart from servicing our members, where they get to do workshops as well, and to glean from other art-related things, but to also impact the community. So it was a challenge, but we made it through, and we were happy to start off with something entitled Better in Color, because we wanted to show the life and vibrancy that still lies within each of us.
Now, members of the association will also be participating in the upcoming Art Lucaya Annual Festival from April 12th through the 14th. And here's a look at tonight's sponsored segment, Ask GBPC.
Can you explain the breakdown of charges on my electricity bill?
Thanks for the question. We know that understanding your power bill can be at times daunting. To understand your utility bill, it helps to understand how your billing cycle works. Traditionally, GBPC used to send personnel to read the electric meters at customers' premises. Now, that is replaced with an automated meter reading system that wirelessly delivers that data to GBPC. You will notice that on your bill, there is a billing period. The billing period is the duration for which your electricity usage is measured, usually spanning around 30 days. GBPC calculates the amount of electricity consumed during the billing period by subtracting the previous meter reading from the current one. This consumption is measured in kilowatt hours. We then apply the applicable rate to the electricity usage to determine the charges. Rates include base charges, fuel charges, taxes, fees, and any additional charges for services. Next week, stay tuned as we explain the difference between base charge and fuel charge. And that's a look at stories making news. Don't go away. Sports and weather is up next.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse, the people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
Grand Bahama's first big sale of the year is coming this Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. It's Dolly Madison's Tour-wide Easter Sale, where you'll get a whopping 25% off tour-wide in all departments: houseware, lawn and garden, appliances, the plant nursery, tools, plumbing, electrical, automotive. Yes, it's time for household repairs, renovations, and upgrades, as everything will be discounted 25% off at Dolly Madison's Tour-wide Easter Sale this Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I still want to put shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
And I still want to put shoes on your feet.
We still want to put shoes on your feet.
2 locations to put shoes on your feet: downtown Freeport, and now our newest location in the Carmichael City Shopping Plaza, right behind the Walk-Up Wendy's, Carmichael Road West.
Here we go again. It's time for the 24th Annual Pelican Point Coconut Festival. Monday, April 1st from 11 a.m. It kicks off with a day of fun food, coconuts, and culture. Coconut food, gully wash, coconut game, coconut barking contest, lighting of the coconut pole, water sports, live entertainment by the Grand Bahama District Police Pop Band, St. George's Pop Band, and KB. The day will culminate with a Junkanoo rush out by the Platinum Night. This Easter weekend, plan to be in Pelican Point, the home of the Coconut Fest. Monday, April 1st.
We all need to save time, gas, and money. Shopping at Save More can help you do just that. Make us your first stop for all your prescription needs and medical supplies. Get all your health and beauty items at the same time. And don't miss our huge choice of snacks to satisfy your cravings. And the largest vitamin selection and over-the-counter relief products. Need diapers and other baby care items? First stop. The new section for makeovers, cosmetics, and beautiful jewelry will make you sparkle for that next special event. Save More Drugs, your more store.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Here's your latest Northern Bahamas sports update with Jay Philippe.
Ladies and gents, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to sports. We have so much sports for you. Let's begin with high school basketball. It was the final matchup of the season between the Tabernacle Falcons and the Sunland Stingers. The Stingers led by as much as 10 going into the half, but the Falcons came back and went ahead by as much as 5 with less than a minute remaining. The Stingers would answer with a 5-0 run to tie the game, sending this one into overtime. In the extra minutes, Sunland proved to be the better team as they scored 7 points in overtime to win the first ever Mario Bowleg Island Cares Foundation basketball tournament 66-62, led by Edwin Ferguson, who scored 22 points and was named MVP.
And I am so proud of our guys, especially our seniors, those who are leaving us this year. It's bittersweet, but they have done an excellent job representing their families, this institution, and themselves.
My performance for the night was really good. My teammates, they make sure we communicate and talk on defense, and we was able to come with the win.
This game was a nail-biter. I have to say congratulations to Tabernacle. They fought to the end.
but we are victorious. Stingers for life.
From the court to the Diamond, the Nigel Boodle Senior Fast Pitch Softball Tournament is just 2 days away in Murphytown, Abaco.
We're expecting some very keen competition, just like we did last year down in summer. It's an invitational tournament, and we have pretty much some of the teams returning from last year.
I remember many years coming here to Abaco, and I remember saying to President Ware, I've never seen a crowd at a softball park like this in Abaco.
From softball to baseball, of course, Little League Baseball. In 12U play, the Red Sox defeated the Royals 13-0. And in 16U action, the Yankees got the W against the Red Sox. Final score was 5-1. And finally, in sports, the season came to an end for Coach Yo and her Ole Miss Lady Rebels in round 2 of the NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament. The Rebels lost to Notre Dame 71-56 in South Bend, Indiana. Ole Miss finishes the 5th season of Coach Yo era with an overall 24-9 record. And that is your quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
And here's a look at your local weather forecast, sponsored by Royal Star Assurance.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Stay with us. Our Facebook friend of the day is up next.
Under the patronage of the National Bishop of the Church of God of Prophecy, Bishops Dr. Franklin and Dr. Rovina Ferguson, the Bahama Brass Band Grand Bahama presents
Hallelujah! What a Savior!
7 p.m. on Saturday, March 30th, 2024 at the Grand Lucayan Hotel with special guests all the way from Jamaica, the Jamaican Royal Police Force Band. Join us as we worship in song on Saturday, March 30th at 7 p.m. at the Grand Lucayan Hotel. You don't want to miss it.
My experience, it started out a bit rocky. They would call us freshers, some of us, because we, have no technical background in IT. But they really laid the foundation down for us, so we were able to learn the very basics first. And then at the end of the course, we were to the level of an associate, so we can actually start working in IT as soon as we exit the program.
One of the experiences I think was unique was the quality of the trainer. Marjorie, to me, and I think the others would share the same experience, is that she's a quality trainer. You leave the course knowing exactly what you need to know to build an application from scratch to finished product. And the foundation that she gives you is really spot on.
We are prime as Bahamians. We are competitive by nature. So I know that we are competitive with sports, with our Junkanoo, but we can stand toe-to-toe with the world when it comes to tech as well as we apply ourselves. And I really believe that.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Our Facebook friend of the day is Stanley Cooper. A special happy birthday going out to you today. We thank you always for watching and for your continued support. And that's going to do it tonight for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire Northern Edition team, I'm Azure Quant, but don't go away. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, huge cocaine haul. Supermarket gun spree. Atlantis' trip down the bunny trail. And in sports, grifter swimmers get final workout. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
evening, everyone. I'm Makush Lapinder, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. Tonight, police on Mayaguana are on the hunt for a man believed to be one of two suspects involved in a substantial drug bust on that island early this morning. The other suspect in custody and the suspected drugs in the possession of authorities. Corval Pyfrom has the story.
The drugs, believed to be cocaine, 11 neatly and tightly packed large sacks offloaded from a U.S. Coast Guard aircraft Tuesday afternoon, then loaded onto a truck. Under heavy armed police guard driven to a nearby hangar, then offloaded again for public viewing. The drugs seized by officers on Mayaguana, part of a joint operation with Bahamian and U.S. law enforcement agencies.
The estimated value and street value and weight of this suspected cocaine is not known at this time.
Also not known at this time, the whereabouts of one of the two suspects involved in this incident.
And I can report to you, because of the intelligence-led policing, we were able to take into custody a Brazilian national believed to be in his late 30s.
According to police, it was shortly after 1 Tuesday morning. Officers from the U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency, along with Bahamian officers from both DEU and Mayaguana, were alerted to activity at that island's airport. When they got there, they discovered a single-engine Cessna aircraft had landed. As they began to approach the plane, the two men on board exited and fled on foot into nearby bushes. Officers subsequently searched the aircraft where they found the drugs. A while later, one of the suspects was nabbed. An all-out manhunt now underway for the second suspect.
And we will certainly leave no stone unturned to bring quick resolution to this investigation.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Now, our news team can confirm that the drugs transported from Mayaguana to New Providence this afternoon weighed in at 850 pounds with a street value of $7,580,000. Well, a pretty scary moment for employees of one food store here in the capital. Quality Supermarkets, Cable Beach, robbed this morning by a lone gunman. According to the store's assistant manager, Yolanda Dorsley, the suspect entered the West Bay Street store and demanded money from frightened cashiers. He escaped on foot. As police conducted their investigations, the store, though, remained open.
He went to one of the registers and had trouble getting the funds, so he went to another register. The cashier is shaken up. We don't know exactly how many funds was taken, so it was an undetermined amount of money that was stolen from the store. No one was hurt. No customers was hurt. Everything is okay. Shortly after, we was back into business, and nothing.
No shots fired?
No shots fired.
In related news this evening, police are participating in a 3-day training seminar as officials yesterday launched the Better Police Readiness in Caribbean Law Enforcement Organization project at the Paul Farquharson Police Headquarters. The initiative, in conjunction with the Pan American Development Foundation, is intended to improve the training of senior officers and expand their investigative capabilities. The areas of domestic violence, community policing, and leadership development among the topics to be discussed over the next few days. National Security Minister, the Honorable Wayne Monroe, urged police to be forthcoming throughout the multi-day initiative.
This is an exercise that will sharpen you, and that is the object of it. This is an exercise that should position us for greater things as we go forward in this year. Onward, upward, and together as we combat the scourge of crime in this country, in this region, and as these criminal organizations are transnational in this world.
Meantime, Police Commissioner Clayton Fernando deems the program a timely one.
We know that it will go a long way to enhance what we have here in the Bahamas. And all of the officers present here this morning is eager and ready to come together to identify new strategies and to move forward to enhance the effectiveness for the work that they continue to do to serve the Bahamian people and visitors who come to our shore.
The Department of Public Prosecutions will determine the next course for the case involving 2 American women who claimed they were drugged and raped by 2 Bahamian men while at a Grand Bahama beach on February 4th. The incident allegedly happened at Pirates Cove, and the women, Amber Shera and Dungala Dobson, who took their stories to social media and international media, accused local police of refusing to give them rape kits. It's a story police refuted, saying the women refused treatment, adding that they boarded the Carnival ship on which the women were passengers to provide kits and hospital forms for the ship's doctor, while also securing signed statements from the victims. One of the men, who, along with his co-accused, was fired for fraternizing with gas, also took to social media to declare his innocence in the face of what he says was consensual sex, while Pirates Cove also released its own video conflicting some of the women's story. Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernando was asked the status of that investigation.
That matter now is in the hands of our DPP office. The investigators from Grand Bahama is here in New Providence, meeting with the DPP office. They are viewing that for a decision.
Meantime, a man accused of having a firearm with the intent to endanger life will have to face a jury of his peers for a second time after the Court of Appeal sent the matter back to the Supreme Court for trial. Respondent Jamal Miller was facing 3 criminal charges in the case, but at the no case to answer stage, the presiding judge instructed jurors to return not guilty verdicts for each offense, resulting in Miller being acquitted and discharged. This, however, did not sit well with the prosecution, who appealed, asserting that the judge made a mistake in ruling that Miller had no case to answer. After hearing from both parties, the Court of Appeal agreed with the prosecution. They allowed the prosecution's appeal, set aside the judge's decision, and sent the case back to the Supreme Court for trial before another judge. Still to come, spring break business boom. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, Junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
We exposed 5 strangers to different KFC menus to see if the flavor can enhance any moment. And at the first bite, the party began. We repeated the experiment during the day, during business hours, on weekends, with sunshine, with rain. It's confirmed any moment can be a KFC moment.
Tune into the 5th Annual Elevation Awards, Saturday, April 6th at 6 p.m. Live on the ZNS TV network from Sandals Royal Bahamian in beautiful Nassau, Bahamas. With live performances by Nishi L.S., Julian Believe, Wendy 242, Sammy Starr, Patrice Morel, Shine Bahamas, Ilsha, Fan Sean, Judah the Lion, Carrington McKenzie, Alia Coley, Oslian Jadort, Sherwin Gardner, Colin Christopher, Davian Chase, and many more. Hosted by Sherelle Roxy Star Duncombe. That That's the 5th Annual Elevation Awards, April 6th, live on the ZNS TV network from Sandals Royal Bahamian.
Join me, Sherelle, Roxy Star Duncombe, as I host this year's Elevation Awards. Because I support the culture, and you should too.
Catch the 5th Annual Elevation Awards, Saturday, April 6th at 6 p.m. only on ZNS TV 13.
All my ladies, let me hear you say,
It is a big day here in Eleuthera as young people from across the island participate in this year's Junior Junkanoo competition. This year, we've increased our donation by 50% to $75,000. We're also connecting these young people with our Disney creatives so that they can teach our creatives about Junkanoo, and our Disney creatives can teach them about the careers that are involved in the kinds of things they're doing as they prepare for Junior Junkanoo this season.
Junkanoo is an expression, the spirit, the passion of the people of the Bahamas.
The adrenaline rush when the music hits your soul, you just move.
I'm really excited that the Disney Cruise Line helps get more instruments, like humkalakas and drums.
I cannot express the gratitude to Disney Cruise Line for the genuine nature of our culture, Junkanoo. Disney could have chosen anywhere in the world, but they chose Eleuthera.
This is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready, simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars in Oakesville, Carmichael, East Street South, and the Charles Sanders Highway. See Little Caesars BS on Facebook and Little Caesars Bahamas on Instagram for more info.
Pizza.
Get ready for an unforgettable weekend at Agri Expo 2024. It all goes down on April 12th and 13th at Gladstone Road Farmers Market. Bring the whole family for a farm-tastic experience. Meet local farmers, artisans, and savor delicious food. From competitions to forums and activities for the kids. There's something for everyone. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just curious about where your food comes from, there's something for everyone at the Agri Expo. It's something you don't want to miss. See you there.
Since 1974, the National Insurance Board has been an income replacement safety net.
But to ensure our future remains secure, starting July 1st, 2024, contribution rates will increase and will continue to be shared by employers and employees.
We will be sharing more information in the upcoming months. But for now, get more details on nibrateincrease.com.
Invest in tomorrow today with NIB.
Because together, we can ensure our financial future.
This may look like an average backyard, but here in Treasure Key, Abaco, Hurricane Dorian thrusted a former educator into a full-blown enterprise with 3 different components: hydroponics, aquaponics, and processing. I'm Leah Cooper, and this is Good to Grow.
Good to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, and it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, that is good to grow.
Owner of Fruity Freddy Farms, Huel Moss, started his business back in 2014 as a part-time project. Farming had piqued the interest of both he and his siblings from a very young age. This, for him, was an opportunity to finally get into the industry.
While I was doing it part-time, it was strictly processing. My pepper sauces, my pepper jellies, my barbecue sauces, etc. That's what I was focusing on. And I found that as the years went on, I kind of tweaked the ingredients, and it came to the point now where they are internationally known now.
Moss took us into his kitchen where it all began.
These are my #1 sellers, the pepper sauces. I also do some honey, not personally, but from another farmer who has a farm with me out of my fruit orchard, okay? My pepper jellies. The only jam that I do is a guava jam. And then these are my barbecue sauces. Coconut, pineapple, mango, and magma mango, which is a mango barbecue with a little heat.
Then we returned back outside to witness his latest addition to the business, starting with the aquaponics component.
There's a pump that pumps the water through the system, and the system is actually run and set up using freshwater tilapia fish.
Next up, Moss introduced us to the hydroponics component.
I've been very successful in growing tomatoes, kale, spinach, lettuces, cauliflower, herbs like basil, cilantro, parsley, mint, etc.
Now, back in 2019, Hurricane Dorian pummeled Abaco and parts of Grand Bahama, leaving behind virtually nothing in its path.
One of the big lessons Dorian taught us that we have to be able to produce our own food because we can't rely on outside suppliers, because they, in a worldwide crisis, are going to be dealing with their particular population, their country. And so we have to be able to grow our own food to sustain ourselves until we are able to import, again.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
In the yellow elder garden, Allie and her cousins listened to Grammy share tales. The 70s so sweet, with themed costumes and dancing feet. Then came the brass, reaching new heights. A symphony of Bahamian nights. The 2000s, the yellow elder, a symbol of pride. Grammy's legacy in view as Allie dances in her yellow elder costume. We are alive.
Spring break numbers, some of their highest since ahead of the COVID-19 pandemic. Arrivals were up. Airlines saw high volumes of passengers. Cruise ship arrivals continue to hit new records, and hotel occupancy holding strong as well. Enough to paint a perfect picture, right? Well, as our Corval Pyfrom tells us, not everyone is basking in the glow of this spring break boom.
Whether by cruise or by air, spring break travel appears to be on the up and up. Jonathan Hanna of NAD says that this travel season brought LPIA some of its strongest numbers in a while.
This was a very busy year for us. We had a lot of groups of college kids coming through the airport over the last, I would say, 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks, depending on which school you're at.
The Bahamas, Hannah believes, still a top destination among families and U.S. students.
It's been a very busy and robust spring break period.
On the beaches and stores, bars and restaurants around the downtown Nassau area, the presence of these record number of arrivals can be seen. In many cases, cash registers are ringing regularly. Business is good.
We look at volume, which is great, and the people love to come here because I make the drinks really strong.
We have a lot of return guests. Mostly everyone who you're seeing here and been here before.
Well, spring break was doing great, darling. Everybody's coming here. We're busy. Chippies is doing well,
Businesses in the Nassau Cruise Port seeing high volumes of visitors as well. Spring break, what a beautiful time. That's how we could consider it. But it appears to be a tale of two cities. Behind these gates, one experience, and for many local vendors on this side, it's a completely different story. Merchants, artisans, and boat operators like Captain Elvis Russell, though, are feeling sliced out of this economic pie.
I can't go home like this. I got to wait until 8 o'clock tonight. Even though the cruise ship will go, but I can still have to work, see if I can get some hotel people.
And this operator who's just taking it all in strides.
It's been very good. It could be better if they make more space for us with boats now. That's the only problem we have in mind.
This spring break scoring high with visitors, but not a complete knockout for many businesses and vendors. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Well, meantime, the Atlantis Resort treating its guests to a hopping good time in her continued Easter series. Dawn Davis caught up with the mastermind behind the truly exciting events.
A nostalgic but casual family fun day outdoors for thousands of visitors at the Atlantis Resort this Tuesday. The calm before planned festivities kick off to ring in the Easter holiday. Danielle Belton, Atlantis' Executive Director of Guest Activities, says the little darlings are definitely in for a treat.
Peter Rabbit's going to be very busy bunny this week. We're starting at the Kids Concierge just tomorrow with our activities. It's an Easter Pals, story time and Easter Pals craft. And then we get more into the in-depth programming at our Atlantis Kids Adventures, which is for 3 to 12-year-olds, and then our Crush Teen Nightclub, which is for tweens and teens, so 9 all the way to 17. Friday, we're starting with our basket sales in the Royal Towers, and we're also having photos with the bunny, so guests can come down and take pictures with Peter Cottontail.
Some 200 Easter baskets filled with goodies have been nicely wrapped and tucked away by the guest services staff for visitors for a small fee. But the Easter extravaganza would not be complete without a good old hunt for Easter eggs. But Belton warns that egg hunting at the resort is on a whole different level from what guests may be accustomed.
Sunday morning is when we're going to have our sunrise service, and then we're having our big aquaventure egg hunt, which is where the kids get to go on the river with their tubes, get a bag, and they're going to be fishing for foam eggs. And that's how we do our Easter hunts here at Atlantis.
Belton hopes the whole experience not only leave guests reminiscing but yearning to return to the Paradise Island Resort, this time around year after year. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.
The countdown to the Carifta Swimming Championships continue as athletes have already started to arrive in town for Friday's competition, with the official opening ceremony taking place at the Nassau Cruise Port. Swimmers will get their first taste of action early Saturday. Team Bahamas back in the pool for another practice session this morning. Our Charles Fisher popped in and filed this report.
Countdown is on to 6 straight Carifta Swimming Championships, and Team Bahamas working out earlier today here at the Betty Kenning National Aquatic Center. President of the Bahamas Aquatics Federation saying tickets are going fast.
Well, ticket sales internationally have been very good. For example, one group from Cayman purchased 80 tickets one time. Another group from Bermuda, they purchased another block of tickets. But ticket sales from Bahamians have been very slow. And we want to encourage Bahamians to come out and support these athletes. The Bahamas Aquatics is the only federation in the region, certainly the only one in the Bahamas, to win 5 consecutive Carifta titles and 7 out of the last 8. And that has not been an easy job. It's been a challenge, particularly this season. But we look good on paper, certainly, and given the strength of this team and the advantage of being home, we feel very positively and strongly that they will be able to win a 6th consecutive Carifta title, and that certainly will be a start.
Arjun and Cargill also getting a chance Tuesday morning to inspect the final work being done to the complex.
It's that nothing in life is easy, and we've certainly gone through a lot of challenges to get to this point. But now that I see the facility, I'm very happy with the work done by the NSA.
Bahamian Mansour Roberts will serve as technical director of the championships and expects a high-quality meet.
This championship is going to show us a model that we have never seen in Carifta before. We're going to have equipment here in operation, and you would think we had a world championships. We're going to have electronic takeoffs. We're going to have exchange takeoff, and the championships is going to be able to show you first place positions electronically by displaying you a light. Second place is going to be fantastic, and we have never seen it like this in the Caribbean.
This one is going to be great. Go on down and support. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Charles Fisher.
Oh, we still have more news to come, but Marcellus Hall has a look at what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Coming up in sports for tonight, we'll take a look at some of the brother-sister combinations as our track team readies to head to Grenada. That's just ahead in sports.
Tune into the 5th Annual Elevation Awards, Saturday, April 6th at 6 p.m. live on the ZNS TV network. from Sandals Royal Bahamian in beautiful Nassau, Bahamas, with live performances by Nishi LS, Julian Believe, Wendy 242, Sammy Starr, Patrice Morel, Shine Bahamas, Ilsha, Fan Sean, Judah the Lion, Carrington McKenzie, Alia Coley, Oslian Jadort, Sherwin Gardner, Colin Christopher, Davian Chase, and many more. Hosted by Sherelle Roxy Star Duncombe. That's the 5th Annual Elevation Awards, April 6th, live on the ZNS TV network from Sandals Royal Bahamian.
Join me, Sherelle Roxy Star Duncombe, as I host this year's Elevation Awards. Because I support the culture, and you should too.
Catch the 5th Annual Elevation Awards, Saturday, April 6th at 6 p.m., only on ZNS TV 13.
After 51 years, Popeyes is crashing the wings party with 5 flavors.
Makes no sense it took so long. Crispy outside, juicy inside.
Who are you?
We don't make sense. We make chicken. Y'all good?
Popeyes' new chicken wings make no sense. Marinated in Louisiana spices, hand-battered and flipped, and then we have the audacity to call all 5 flavors fast food? Someone should really say something or order something.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Now available at Popeyes in Nassau.
All my ladies, let me hear you say,
It is a big day here in Eleuthera as young people from across the island participate in this year's Junior Junkanoo competition. This year, we've increased our donation by 50% to $75,000. We're also connecting these young people with our Disney creatives so that they can teach our creatives about Junkanoo, and our Disney creatives can teach them about the careers that are involved in the kinds of things they're doing as they prepare for Junior Junkanoo this season.
Junkanoo is an expression, the spirit, the passion of the people of the Bahamas.
The adrenaline rush when the music hits your soul, you just move.
I'm really excited that the Disney Cruise Line helps get more instruments, like kumkalakas and drums.
I cannot express the gratitude to Disney Cruise Line for the genuine nature of our culture, Junkanoo. Disney could have chosen anywhere in the world, but they chose Eleuthera.
My business couldn't survive without my credit card machine from Fidelity.
It's fast, convenient, and my clients love it.
My sales increase, and I can track my earnings.
Get your credit card machine from Fidelity today.
Call 356-7764.
Countries from all over the Caribbean are headed to Nassau for the Carifta Aquatics Championships 2024. Starting at 1 p.m. Friday, March 29th, tune into the ZNS Network for live coverage of the opening ceremony.
ESE Distributors, the #1 wholesale beauty supplier in the Bahamas, specializing in hair products, accessories, and makeup. A variety of skin lightening products, Keratin, Natural Bright, Pawpaw, and personal toiletries, like soaps, creams, lotion, and oils. Hair products like Got2b, Red One, and everything in the Morphos line. And lots of hair. Afro Kinky, 3X Ghana, crochet hair. We deliver and ship to the Family Islands. ESE Distributors, located on Soldier Road opposite NCA.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code. Select your payment amount and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Stakeholders and the public now have a better idea of the Utilities and Regulation Competition Authority's 2024 regulations review. Director of Utilities and Energy, Jonathan Hudson, says the idea is to seek to examine service providers across the energy and communication sector to ensure efficiency and effectiveness, along with other modalities, and include mega licensees like Bahamas Power and Light.
From a consumer contract document point of view, there's what you call asymmetry in power. BPL is a very powerful organization, and you'll have a small customer coming to it asking for a service. They can't really tell BPL, this is what I want in my contract. So the regulator, ERCA, is looking at those contract documents between BPL and the customer to make sure that there's a balance of power there, that the customer is being fairly treated.
A local Kiwanis club celebrating a significant milestone this evening. Lloyd Allen joins us live from the University of the Bahamas with this preview. Good evening, Lloyd.
Well, Makusha, this evening we're here at the Harry Moore Library at the University of the Bahamas, where the Kiwanis Club of Fort Montague is celebrating its 60th anniversary. Standing here with me is the 60th president, Michelle Minnis. Michelle, of course, a big moment for your club. It's been a big year as well. Talk to us about some of those highlights and what's coming up for your club.
Yes, we are celebrating our 60th year. March 31st, 1964 is when the club started, and over the years we've had numerous service projects, and to highlight some of the more impactful ones, we have what we call our Meals on Wheels. This is where every quarter we go into the community and we serve breakfast or give grocery bags to those persons who are in need. We also help to refurbish playgrounds. We give back to our children's homes as well as the children's wards at the hospital.
Now, of course, tonight, Makusha, the Deputy Prime Minister, is one of the guest speakers expected to highlight this accomplishment by this club. Of course, we'll have more details coming up in a later newscast. Reporting here from the University of the Bahamas, for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen. Back to you.
Well, thanks, Lloyd. In other news this evening, are you among the many residents who need a roadmap to successful home ownership? Well, that's the very topic of tomorrow's seminar at the National Training Agency, aimed at equipping potential and current homeowners with the pertinent information they need on the process. According to organizer, veteran realtor Meliciana Bethel, the lending and legal processes, bad titles, real property tax, and mortgage indemnity insurance are among the topics to be discussed.
I wanted people to be empowered. I wanted when a person walks out of that room, they can make a better, more informed real estate decision, which will affect their families. It goes back to the family. It goes back to security. It goes back to protecting the fabric of our community, which is the family.
A shining moment for the Bahamas Child Care and Private Preschool Association as officials honored preschool teachers at Living Waters Kingdom Ministries. In this report, Desmond Saunders introduces us to Preschool Teacher of the Year.
28-year-old Janelle Forbes Adley from Bridgeway Nursery and Preschool crowned this year's Bahamas Child Care and Preschool Association Private Preschool Teacher of the Year. The young educator edged out 4 other candidates to receive the honor.
It feels great to know that my work has been seen and to know that I'm great. I got my inspiration from my mother, being with her during after-school hours and just watching her take care of young kids. And I'm a kid myself. I love to play. So I think that's what inspired me and got me into the field.
A preschool educator has its unique challenges, a demanding job that requires patience, creativity, and a deep understanding for the needs of children. Young Janelle says she's fit for the task, embracing both the challenges and rewards. The Young Teacher of the Year now looks at advancing her knowledge in the field of early childhood development. Her advice for future teachers?
Well, first, I would say have the passion, have the patience. Once you love it, it'll be great for you.
Janelle continues her celebration in the classroom with her students.
Well, I promised my kids a class party, so we will celebrate together. And my next step is to continue being a great teacher.
She walks away with $750 cash, a trophy, and a weekend stay at a luxury resort. Desmond Saunders of Bahamas Tonight.
A contingent of Kefren International Academy students getting the opportunity of a lifetime to learn more about international relations and the Commission on the Status of Women. They recently visited the United Nations 68th session in New York City earlier this month. President Dr. Jacinta Higgs chaperoned the group.
And so the students had powerful opportunities to join some of the sessions where they learn about disability, persons with disability. How can we ensure that the laws that we make, the budget and funding that comes from government provides a little bit more so that persons with disability can experience a greater equity, a greater opportunity, greater experiences of fairness, fair play.
Now, the school has already conducted a number of international trips and continues with this unconventional style of learning to give students a wider view of the world and how countries engage with one another.
It is important for the young people to attend these United Nations trainings, seminars, sessions, meetings, because they get an opportunity to learn more about the 17 Sustainable Development Goals.
The impact of substance abuse in the workplace, the highlight of a one-day workshop hosted by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The event attracting over 20 human resources professionals within the public service.
Every year we do a workplace prevention program, and the whole gist of that program is to ensure that we put some drug prevention strategies in every ministry so people know what to do when they're presented with such problems and where help and hope is available. And so this year we're extremely excited because once again we are launching the No Drink, You're Drinking or You're Thinking campaign. And so we want persons to know what are the effects, how does alcohol impact the brain, and how does that play out in the workforce.
Substance abuse by employees could lead to productivity losses on the job, costing employers millions of dollars annually. Foreign Service Officer Darcy Ryan Butler and CEO of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Michelle Thompson Ramrantan, believe the training was necessary.
Learned a lot of information, covered some old information. Most importantly, understanding how the brain works and it operates. With stress levels, alcohol, and any other different type of paralysis or drugs that one tends to encounter within the workplace.
What stood out to me today is learning the techniques to relax in order to cope with stress personally. Not that not that I live a life of stress, but at some point we're all exposed to stress as human beings. And so what I take away from here today is learning the various techniques, little coping mechanisms.
Do politicians only know us when they need us? What do you think? Our senior producer and columnist, Tanya Smith-Cartwright, asked the question in this week's edition of As I See It. On the flip side, the author says there are some Bahamians who vote in parliamentarians and expect their very lifeblood afterward. Pocket money, bear money, and the ever so popular contracts. Definitely worth a read. As I See It is published on our website, znsbahamas.com, and our social media platforms every Monday. Through this column, Smith-Cartwright explores a multitude of trending, controversial, hot topics and brings them to us as she sees them. Well, still to come, our feature story, fourth graders science talk competition. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Everyone hates a dead car battery. Why not get a battery that lasts and has a 12-month warranty and is only $64.50? Intercontinental batteries are made with German technology, compatible with Japanese, US, and European vehicles, and adapts to warm climates. All right, good to go. These batteries are high quality, affordable, innovative, and only available at AID. Visit us online or WhatsApp us at 427-0026. AID, all you really need and more.
Countries from all over the Caribbean are headed to Nassau for the Carifta Aquatics Championships 2024. Starting at 1 p.m. Friday, March 29th, tune into the ZNS Network for live coverage of the opening ceremony.
Hello, everyone. This is Tony Williams back with a special promotion from BahamasAir.com and GoGo Florida. The $100 deposit is back, but it's only on your debit card. So whether you're renting that sedan, SUV, or spacious minivan for group or family trips, keep your cash in your pocket. Only Dollar Thrifty is making it convenient for you. Your $100 deposit held on your debit card. Available at Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and Orlando. Book your 8-passenger minivan for Easter and save.
Another victim succumbs to injuries sustained in Saturday's accident on Queens Highway south of Stanyard Creek, Andros. This is the third person who have died following the mishap early Saturday morning. As widely reported, a 43-year-old Caucasian man was driving a red Toyota truck while an unidentified man was behind the wheel of a black Honda with 3 passengers when the 2 vehicles collided. Both drivers died on the scene. The matter is still being actively investigated. Well, sea surge settling on Eleuthera's glass window bridge again tonight. Although North Eleuthera Administrator Stephen Wilson confirmed to our news team the bridge has not yet officially been closed, he's urging residents and hundreds of tourists there to stay away from the bridge and the King's Bath area. And should they have to use the bridge, he's warning persons to do so with extreme caution. On a lighter note, a much-needed life-saving device now on the ground in Acklands. That island's Trade and Development Association donating a state-of-the-art fire engine to the police force to better serve the southern island community. According to Police Fire Services Director, Chief Superintendent Kenrick Knowles, it's the police force's intention to send New Providence-based fire officers to train their colleagues, as well as residents in Acklands to become fire volunteers. The police force's vision is to ensure Acklands is both fire safety ready and able to extinguish any fire that may happen in the community. Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather, and for that we turn to Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makishna. We have near clear skies, temperature at 77 degrees, a relative humidity 72%. We have east-southeast winds at 10 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,015.7 millibars. That is 29.99 inches. And your temperatures around the Family Islands this evening: Marsh Harbor 73 degrees, in Greenville Key 77, 77 in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands at 75, Alistown, Bimini 77, 74s in Harbor Island and Roxanne, Eleuthera, and that extends right into Alistown, Cat Island, Black Point, Exuma at 79. Also, Kemps Bay, South Andros 79 degrees. Fresh Creek in Central Andros at 76. San Salvador and Rum Key 74 degrees there. Georgetown, Exuma at 78. 78 also in Ragged Island, Clarence, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Miguana 79. Ackland 79. Matutanianagua 78. And the Texas and Caicos Island round out our temperature profile at 78 degrees. Boating forecast tonight through Wednesday in the northwest and central islands. Southeasterly winds at 10 to 15 knots. Wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Tide-wise, it's going to be high at 9:42 tonight. You have another high tide at 9:55 tomorrow morning. And for the southeast bombers, also through Wednesday, easterly winds 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet with no caution in place. And then on Thursday, in the northwestern parts of our country, we will have a south to southwest flow. This is ahead of an advancing cold front, which will go through later on Thursday. We'll tell you more about that later in the newscast. The wave heights 3 to 6 feet with a moderate chop in place. Low tide 7:50 in the morning with a high tide at 1:38 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands on Thursday, winds out of the south 10 to 15, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Don't care if you're golden or not, passing through. What you gonna do? Drink the wine, passing through. Hey, I wine on something. Wine up on something. Shake up on something. Wine up on something. Now dance up on something. Wine up on something. Shake up on something. Wine up on something. Cause it's real. Got the time. Time to join the line. Time to lose your mind. Cause it's homecoming time. Man, if you're
and that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. The extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Now what you gonna do?
Want to have your voice heard? Send your letters to the editor to digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. Share your thoughts on current events or positive stories within your community. That's digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. We want to hear from you.
The most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
For more than 30 years, the Bahamas Bridal Show has prepared thousands of brides and grooms for the walk down the aisles. On Sunday, April 7th, that tradition continues when the Grand Ballroom at Bahama is transformed into the ultimate wedding experience, featuring a fashion show by Buttons Bridal and Formal Wear, $30,000 in prizes, savings on wedding expenses, and the most wonderful displays you'll ever see. Tickets $60. Call 327-8896 or visit bahamasevents.net for details.
You've got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everybody. I'm Marcel Assault. Well, the Bahamas will be hosting Carifta Swimming this year as Team Bahamas goes for a 6th consecutive championship. Charles Fisher caught up with Team Bahamas as they went through one of their final practices this morning.
It was the final day of training for our swimmers here at the Betty Kenning National Aquatic Center as they get set to jump in the pool for competition Saturday morning. Bahamas will be going after their 6th straight and 7 in the last 8 years. And it's the first time instead of feeling the excitement, like Madison Gilbert and Tia Seymour, who will be swimming 6 events besides the relays.
Really excited because I've been trying really hard for a few years to try to make the team, and I'm really grateful that I finally did.
How you feel you're going to perform in all those events?
I feel I'm going to do pretty well. Even though this is my first Carifta, I'm ranked second in 2 breasts, since that's one of my best events. I think I'll do pretty well in that.
It feels really good. I'm really honored, and I'm just so excited to be racing against other countries.
Isabella just wants to be a part of history 6 straight.
It feels really good. I'm really excited to represent, especially because it's in my home country, and yeah.
It's good. It's good. We've been working really hard for this moment. I've been working really hard to get on this team. You know, it's hard. There's a lot of competition. I think I'm going to do good. I'm hopefully going to come out with a couple medals and come out with the 6-beat Bahamas.
Grand Bahamian Sean Neville Smith Jr. and Blake Camacho ready to make a big splash.
It feels good because I feel honored and I feel nice swimming in this big pool that they just finished. I feel like a special person knowing like I had done this before.
I'm actually kind of more excited than nervous, and I'm ready to perform, do my best.
How do you feel you're going to perform at all those events?
I think I'm going to drop time, do good. I think it'll be a good swim meet.
Head coach Giovanna McAfee happy to be back in the 50-meter pool, and extra happy for more than half the team is here.
The Grand Bahamian team got in yesterday. They checked into the hotel, so it was good to have them a part of the team. And they fit right in, right? We haven't missed a beat from last year's team and the previous years. So it's good to have them back. We have about 85% of the team in. We look forward to having everyone in by Thursday. With the last team captain coming in will be Renishka Gibbs on Thursday, so we'll have a full team practice on Thursday. We know we have a target on our back, 5 straight, 7 out of the last 8, but we are home, we're on our home soil, and you know, we're ready to face the challenge.
Bahamians, you are being urged to go on out, get your tickets, and come on down to support Team Bahamas as they go after 6 straight. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
Shifting the track and field, as this year's squad will feature a number of siblings looking to make an impact. Tonight, Amajal Knowles takes a closer look at this family affair.
With the Carifta Track and Field Championship set for this weekend in St. George's, Grenada, Team Bahamas looking to bring back a handful of medals. Chemistry, obviously a very important part of any athletic team. And this year, that department may be amongst the best it's ever been, as you have a number of siblings that will represent the 242 at this year's games. And they spoke about how having their brother or sister in Grenada with them will fuel their competitive fire.
It's kind of nice having someone in your household knowing what it is to train for this vigorous sport. It's very encouraging because from my past Carifta squad would be competing before me, so like my event would be the last event on the last day. So seeing what she did like on the days before me is very encouraging, and she knows all the hard work I put into this event and the sport, so it's comforting.
You know, really excited. You know, this is first Carifta. I wasn't really expecting him to qualify, you know, because he kind of young, you know. He's doing enough 50 in this whole year. And, you know, he really surprised me at trials. I wasn't even there, but when I get the news, you know, I was really excited, you know. Wasn't really expecting it, but, yeah.
How does it feel about the 2
Feels pretty nice. Look up to him. Feels pretty good.
It's a good feeling. This is my second time on the team, and this is his first, so I'm kind of happy having him here this time.
This is my first Carifta team, and being able to do it with my little sister is fun and a good experience.
As far as their expectations,
I expect our team to do big things because, in my opinion, this was one of the best teams going into the games. That we have a strong team going into Grenada, so I think you should expect big things from us.
And as for that good old-fashioned sibling rivalry,
for sure, trying to be better than that. Yeah, man, you know, gotta show him the way, you know, lead by example, and you know, if he probably see me do it, he could try to do his best as well, so yeah.
Again, Team Bahamas set to leave for St. George's, Grenada on Thursday, with competition slated to begin on Saturday. For ZNS Sports, I'm Amajal Knowles.
And meanwhile, as our Carifta track team readies to head to Grenada, health will be a major part of their ability to perform. Dr. Kent Brizard will be the team physician as they head into competition. Brizard, who is a sports medicine doctor and nutritionist, gave his observation on the differences between the athletes of the Bahamas and those from arch rival Jamaica.
We have a high-calorie, nutrition-poor diet. And in Jamaica, they eat a lot more ground provisions, a little bit healthier, and that's part of their tradition. We eat more deep-fried and fast and processed foods, and I think that's a disadvantage for us. But as far as talent, I think that we're on par with Jamaica. But like I said, we're a much smaller population. So finding persons or the number of persons that would be that would have high-level talent would be lower coming from our population.
With that being said, Brazard says he still believes the Bahamian athletes will perform at a high level in Grenada.
When it matters the most, we always pull out the top performance, and that's because these kids have a lot of heart. They love what they do, they love their country, and they're very excited to compete against the best. So I'm confident that these kids will bring out their top performances ever. We have a lot of senior athletes, meaning senior high school athletes, so this will probably be a lot of their last Carifta team. This will be the last time on the Carifta team. So I think they're really going to pull out their best, and we're going to see some top performances and some personal records from a lot of our athletes.
And that's it. You checked on sports for you here on this Tuesday. Our Tuesday weather forecast just around the corner. Stay with us.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Here at Immigration Care Service, you can trust us, especially if you have experienced issues or problems with the U.S. immigration at the borders. We'll do our best to provide options and solutions to immigration roadblocks, so travelers can continue visiting the U.S. and residents can continue living their lives in the U.S. without worries. The best part? Our services are affordable and accessible. Take the mystery, confusion, and fear out of your immigration concerns. Contact Immigration Care Service today.
Have you ever purchased a defective item and was denied an exchange or cash refund? Contact the Consumer Protection Commission at 393-7795-8 or our 24-hour complaints hotline at 357-7898 and let us help your voice be heard.
Hey, get up, stand up. Stand up for your right.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, front system on the way. It's right now pushing through the Tallahassee area, and that will continue to push towards the south and east. It will get into the northwest Bahamas on Thursday morning late, and by Thursday night, just around about 8 o'clock in the evening, that should push through the capital. You'll see an increase in clouds and one or two brief showers, but certainly a nice cool down will take place behind this front. Forecast for tonight, going for clear skies, a bit on the mild side, but a low temperature around 71 degrees, and tomorrow, mostly sunny, quite beautiful. 80 degrees for your high temperature. Extended weather forecast, pretty nice right through Thursday until that front gets here in the evening hours. That's when we'll see some clouds and possibly one or two brief showers. Thereafter, the skies open up again, and we'll get those temperatures in the low 60s for you, and it seems as though they're going to be with us right through the weekend and into the middle part of next week. Mikishla.
Thanks, Basil. Fourth grade students throughout New Providence recently gathered at Stephen Dillard Primary for the 9th annual Science Talk competition. The initiatives to equip students with the tools to give cohesive, accurate, and relevant responses to science questions. Those questions focused on topics ranging from pollution to nutrition to environmental science. Science Education Officer Lakia Brown says the reaction from students willing to participate in the program has blossomed over the years.
We find that most students are excited about joining because, they have that opportunity of, just exploring all the areas of science, also coming out to meet new pairs from other schools and just being able to speak, confidently about what they've learned in science.
Sandilands Primary secured the first place title, followed by Yellow Elder Primary. Fourth grader Adrenique Harvey was one of the participants.
I joined it because I wanted to try something new. What I liked about it would have to be answering the questions. Some questions was really hard, some questions was really easy.
Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. And from all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.